thing, except for Rhonda. Not gonna have questions for her today. I just want to make you aware of those of you that enrolled in the first couple of weeks using the portal. Anybody that you enrolled the first couple of weeks, if you notice a difference between they weren't asking for your broker information the first few weeks of the open enrollment, whereas now when you enroll somebody like today or the last 2 weeks, the third screen comes up of asking is somebody assisting you. So what's going to happen is getting past the 15th, if you try to call up, you try to assist them, and you're on the healthcare.gov portal, you're not going to be agent of record showing that. You may still get paid through Blue Cross, but you're not going to be shown as agent of record on the healthcare.com portal. So it's a very easy fix. Unfortunately, for some people that enrolled a lot of people the first couple of weeks, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because you're going to have more people to fix. I'm in that same boat, trust me. I'm going through and fixing one at a time. But I just want to show you how to quickly do that so you can check and see.
Wait a minute. I think I only have like one that did that.
I will show you.
He'll show you how you'll know if you're agent of record or not too.
Yes. So
so you don't have to log all the way in.
You come into the portal, and my suggestion is I would just start from the beginning. They find your last page, which is the beginning, actually, your last page of your portal. If you look at, you go to enrollments, and down here where you have pages, page 1 is actually the ones you've written most recently. The last page, like mine, page 6, is going to be the ones that were written in the very beginning.
Page 6.
Very beginning of 15?
Whatever. But all you got to do is you go over to broker login, healthcare.gov, that little link on the left-hand side. You go over there, which hopefully you guys have done before, to upload some documents for people. Quick little computer. You come over and look up the application, because you're not enrolling them, you've already enrolled them before. Obviously pick the 2016 enrollments. This is going too well. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Matt. Alright, so you come over and you go ahead and try to find your client. Could have found with the sort of last name.
Yeah.
Widlowski. And then right here in the beginning, you come over and look for authorized users. There's no one authorized to access this account right now. So in order to fix that, you go over, report a life change. It doesn't matter what you pick, just go to report a life change. You can pick any of them. It doesn't matter. You just want to go back in and start the application. It should be very quick because all the information is already in there. You're not changing anything. You're just trying to get to the screen helping, the third screen, it's help to apply for coverage. Oh, come on.
I thought those are two different things as far as an authorized rep and then some. I thought those are two different things. We've never had that.
Yeah.
Yes, you will. Yes, they will.
Authorized user.
Watch. I mean, it's a little different for you. This year, you're going to be allowed to go in and make changes. So if they say, somebody calls you and says, I have a change of address or a change in circumstance, you're going to be able to go to as a broker this year and go back in and make those changes. You're not going to have to call it and do healthcare.gov. When they put you on agent or broker and you're on here, you are agent of record. All right, not agent of record, you can make changes. Now, after the 15th, you're not going to be able to be on there for your January 1st effective date, which is why I wanted to let you know really quick how to do this.
Gee.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Do we need to put that FFM user ID?
I just do. It's just a habit from the first year.
Yeah, it should be NPN number.
You do have to have your MPN. I just do it because.
I will just put my NPN number in.
So you just go through there, and if you watch what it doesn't do the same thing as it did the first time. Okay, this should be quick. I picked a single person, so it'll go through quicker.
go through everything, every single screen now?
Just gotta click through it, because you're not making any other changes besides that. Yeah, you do gotta put if he's married and have any dependents. So hopefully you'll remember, that's why I wanted you to get in and do this.
Do you have a date when this changed? You know, like.
Nope. That's why, I don't know, those of you who were here for the last training, we actually pulled this portal up. In the beginning of pulling the portal up, it said that you need to go and do this procedure every single time. And I was wondering why. And that's what they were getting to. Is anything before then, it didn't put you on there. But your newest ones, if you notice that if you go on and do one like today, it asks for your agent of record, that same screen that popped up. But in the beginning, it didn't.
What about that one where you have to sign, it says attestation, what about that one? You attest that there's a page of record, is that protected at all? Yeah, the old docs and pops on it.
Nothing's protected when you come in here. I mean, again, it should not be a problem with getting paid, but I'm just trying to save you from later on, and you're trying to make an easy change.
Yeah, 'cause that was a pain.
It was a pain. And the more clients that you have, the more of a pain it is. I don't know how much time you guys all have, but I don't like spending 30 minutes at gohealthcare.go every time there's a small change.
All marketplace.
Yeah, so anything that we can do to avoid the marketplace, I think is going to save you a lot of time. And so that's the whole reason for me having you get together this afternoon.
Thank you.
I don't want to waste the time too. Trust me. You're gonna click the little box.
You always click that or?
As long as
They had it last year, right?
Yep, as long as they have filed their taxes in 2014. If they haven't filed their taxes in 14 by now, then they're gonna have a whole different problem.
The answer yes to the jail question.
Well, it says it's not
I got one
required.
that says she's gonna file all of
It
them.
lies to you.
It says optional, so you do have to.
Yeah, it lies to you.
So whatever the bare minimum you can.
If you put no, they're not gonna. If you put no, they're not gonna get a subsidy. But it's the same thing. If they don't file taxes, and
Yeah, but if they didn't have a plan in 14, I thought that's if they had a plan.
Yeah.
Right, it's only if they
It
had.
was. You don't have to answer it, guys. It's optional.
It's an optional question, yeah, you
Yeah.
can skip it. I don't know.
again, same thing I told you from the very beginning. Anything that says optional anymore is no longer optional. If you put it as optional, it's kind of like the Social Security number the first year. If you didn't put it as optional, they're eventually going to come back and ask for a copy of the Social Security card. Again, anything that says optional is not optional. Answer everything except for the SEP questions that asks if you just lost health coverage, just moved, things like that. Those are optional.
Yeah, 'cause that's.
Okay, so that went ahead. No, that's it. As soon as you do it, stop it. Stop it.
So you don't need to go back to Messer then?
Nope. I'm gonna cancel that. 'Cause see what's gonna happen. That's what I wanted to show you. You're already done at that point.
Right.
You go back, this goes that. That's it.
So it's not gonna try to read.
But nope, it's not going to. So all you gotta do is do the change.
Okay, good.
But if you go back, and it's going to show you how it changed it. Again, I'm not trying to cause you more work. I just want to cause you less heartache later on.
So it's not about being paid, it's about being an authorized user for the rest of the year, right?
It's about being able to make changes and things like that. Yes.
But we will get paid if we miss a couple.
You might know.
Well, I mean, you weren't on there for most of the times last year. You weren't on there anyway, and you still got
You're gonna
paid.
get paid either way, because we're getting paid through Messer, and Messer, we're doing our enrollments through Messer.
Well,
Last year you did put in your NPN.
yeah, but there
No,
was a few,
most of them you didn't.
when I wasn't showing as agent of
I
record
mean,
with Blue Cross, there was a few that I lost because in the middle of the year their subsidies changed and it knocked me
That's different.
off.
That's from them calling into the marketplace and them not putting it on there.
But they said if I was agent of record, I would've got paid the whole year, but I didn't because. so
That's
that
because
would-
they
that
changed
would
it in the
keep that from
marketplace.
happening.
That's because they changed it in the marketplace. Somebody wouldn't want them on in the marketplace already because somebody called in to
Well,
ask
my
them a
client
question.
did it themselves because their pay changed.
But now if I go over here, authorized users comes up with Scott Grow as an authorized
Yay.
user.
Go back where you just said that somebody called in the marketplace and they switched over the agent of record to them.
They had a question and they didn't realize that they were already enrolled, and they had a question and somebody in the marketplace went and enrolled them in a different plan. It took their subsidy away and took me off as agent of record. So I had to go back in and fix it with them.
several, but only with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Consumers still pay me. But it wasn't that.
The only ones that happen normally, Jenny, is when they called in because they had a question. That's why I want you to do everything for them.
I know these people on a personal level. They're my family. I did it myself.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I know.
Okay.
It was my son.
I get that, but
myself.
I'm just saying most of those
No,
problems.
Xbox One this Christmas, I'll show you.
But that's another reason why to go in and make sure.
That's what I'm saying. That will prevent that.
It
Because I
should.
had to have my son write a piece of paper saying I would like Jenny Little to be my agent.
Yeah, so that's why I want to go in here and do that. That's all you got to do. Now it does take about 5 minutes for each one. It's kind of a pain, but I would rather you spend the time.
How long,
I'd rather get
how long is
paid.
that authorization good for? Because on the phone, it's usually like a day. Is that for the whole year? Is
You
that
can tell
forever?
them how
Yes,
long.
it's the whole year on those. When you're doing that, you're there for the whole year. Because you can do it 30 to 65 days. You're gonna be there for the year. They're telling you every year that you need to re-enroll your clients anyway because the subsidies change from year to year.
Right.
So this is an every year basis. So you're gonna want to redo it and update it and do the same
So
thing.
covering it on the front end, is there something we can do on the front end from applications we're doing from here on out, like to add yourself as an authorized user during the enrollment side?
It's on there.
Look, it's on there now. This is
It's
only the
on there
first
now.
few weeks.
Okay.
It pops up.
I just did one last week and it wasn't authorized user, so that was odd.
All within the last week, I've had no problems at all. It's always come up.
Me either. It's been.
But
Sit next to the box.
but the first few, yeah.
it's
But it's worth it to spend an extra couple of hours to make sure that all the years are
It
updated.
is. That's good. That's good news. Because it cost me a lot of time last year dealing with that.
Oh, I called Marketplace more than I wanted to. About 100 times more than I wanted to. It sucks.
And I
It's
had to
horrible.
do a lot of three-way calls.
Oh yeah, I got really good at 3-way calls on my phone. Really good on ending calls, good 3-way calls. Does anybody else having any problems or questions or things that have come up? No? Well, good. For those of you who don't know, Aetna does have MUSC network, so if you do run into somebody that has to have MUSC network, I've enrolled 2 people in Aetna. I've had to because
Not for kids.
they are
The
cancer
catastrophic
treatments.
plan is actually coming up with the best. If they're under 30 years old.
No, I looked at the regular adults.
Oh yeah.
And the Coventry has MUSC right now. It's the only plan with MUSC. If you go into their plans, and all of you know that, I might as well show this real quick since we're here. Because a couple people have had some questions about it. If you go over to a quote.
You got Orion, damn it.
That's my client.
I can get going anyway, don't worry about it. He's in North Carolina. There we go. You can go right over here and look up the providers and look up the prescriptions right off of here. It's much quicker to do it off of here than it is to try to go find the right place to go. A few people have been trying to find out where to check on their doctors. You can do searches for pretty much anything on these. Also, if you go like to the Aetna plans, it has to be easier to do it the other way.
It's all the way down the bottom.
I know they do it that way. Because this computer is so much fun. I'm just going to narrow it. By narrowing it to the only plan. There we go.
As you can see here, it comes up the cheapest.
Because it's $102. But again, you can go over to the Aetna Coventry plans and look up provider. Yeah, I think it comes up. There we go. Hospitals.
You're still in North Carolina.
Is it North Carolina?
Yeah, I saw Annie Penn.
Says Anderson, South Carolina.
Annie Met is in Anderson. Bon Secours in Charleston. Lenore, North Carolina.
Come on, there we go. That's all I wanted. There we go. 9. So there's your rock rippers, and there's your MUSC. Medical University. It just moves on me. So they are the only one that has MUSC in network. as of right now. So if somebody says, like I said, I had 2 people that were currently getting cancer treatments, and the cancer center is directly through NUSC. So if something like that happens, you can go to the Aetna Coventry. It is a lot more expensive. You know, most of the people that it's about 3 times as much, usually. Matt says it's coming up under some of the bronze plans as one of the cheaper plans for certain people too. So
And under 30 years old, their catastrophic plan is actually pretty strong.
Was there any training to do for them this year?
No.
Was there anything we needed to do? 'Cause I don't know if I'm still with them.
well, they actually electronically, if you log into your Aetna, where you used to Aetna Coventry, it goes to Aetna.com right now. If you log in there, it'll tell you if they have your certificates. They were electronically getting them from the States. They got most people, but you can log into Aetna.com and see.
Okay. 'Cause I haven't done anything with them.
What's their turnaround time
What do you mean?
for getting appointed to them?
Cover it. I mean, right now it's probably pretty quick. Cause
If I did an enrollment right now, even though I sent my license paperwork and I did it, would it be?
no, I wouldn't do it.
Don't get done, send them.
Because it'll have to dig, because it automatically goes from the marketplace over to the company in 24 hours. So I wouldn't chance it if it was me, especially if it were a couple of days. All right, any other questions? If not, you can go. That was all I wanted to show you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, appreciate that.
Did you drop something on the ground there? Is that yours?
Probably, no, this was,